defensive storylines, because obviously Dana Holgorsen in town, a lot was made as well about Phil Snow, but we've learned that Phil Snow has been working as a consultant all year. So his presence and kind of the storyline of him, not near as big as what we've seen with Holgorsen this week.
No, Snow has been a consultant all year, and it's important to Matt Rule. I'm not playing it down from the head coach's standpoint. Phil Snow's really accomplished, especially when he was with Rule at Temple and Baylor. So he's someone that Rule trusts. But yeah, he's been getting help from him all along. Now the defense faces a huge challenge. I mean, USC's 4-5. They're not having the kind of season they want. They've been in a lot of close games, but it's Lincoln Riley. All right. It's at the end of the day, this is Lincoln Riley, and you know, all the help you can get with your defense right now makes sense to me. This is about urgency now. It's about, like I said at the top of the show, Rule, you could tell at the podium there's pressure. And there's pressure to get to a bowl game. And Rob, Sean, I think he feels some pressure. Of course, he feels pressure to maximize this team. If you look at their roster, there's a lot of veterans. The top 14 tacklers on this team are seniors and juniors. There's really no excuse. I mean, on really either side of the ball, but especially defense. Top 14 tacklers on this team are seniors and juniors, veteran guys.
So was Phil Snow here over the bye? Like, was he on campus? Okay. So he was on campus.
He was on campus.
But prior to that, everything he had done was virtual, like a Zoom meeting, film study type thing.
Yeah, and I mean, Scott Frost had been working as a consultant before he went with the Rams. I mean, there's a lot of coaches. Matt Lubick has done that over his career.
He did it.
If you're a successful coordinator or a former head coach, that type of work is out there. I think there's always people willing to pay somebody that knows more than they do to watch your film.
Yeah, more eyes on. It's fresh eyes, as they say. And it's like Rule said yesterday, he verbalized it really well. Fresh eyes with no context, no history, just no, there's no favoritism or anti-feelings toward a player. Just no context. This is what it is. What's it look like to you?
I'm curious what the week or the days, whatever, that he spent actually seeing the team in person, and the advice maybe he was able to offer from that might differ from what he has seen on film or anything like that, because this is arguably Matt Rule's like most trusted asset. He said he would die for Phil Snow. Like, they have that type of relationship. If he comes in and sees things in person that maybe somebody else on the staff isn't noticing or whatever, like, how much weight does that carry over a prep? And like, if there are any changes on defense or any adjustments or tweaks, could that have maybe sparked it, that you have a guy of that level of trust with Matt Rule that is familiar with the team already, but then gets a chance to see it with his own two eyes? Like, yeah, could you see anything change or tweaked from that?
Maybe. I mean, from him being here, just being on campus. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say.
I just think on the bye, it allows you time to sit down and look at things. And you go back to the last bye, Nebraska's 5-1. I don't think you were panicking.
No.
But then you go,
you think he's panicking now?
You go 0-3 off the bye. You get boat raced by Indiana. All you need to do is essentially make one play to beat Ohio State. You can't do that. And then you put together one of the worst first halves we've seen all year from Nebraska.
Now, panicking. I don't know about panic. I hope Rule's not panicking, Sean. You might be right. I don't know.
Reactionary.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing ever been done like this that I've ever seen anywhere.
It's an interesting conversation because you can sell it to me as being reactionary. You can sell it to me as being proactive.
Yep. I think you can see it both ways.
Yeah, you can see it both ways. So I don't know. I just know that they need something, particularly on offense.
It's like you're running a restaurant and you said, okay, the head chef's not getting it done. We're bringing in a new head chef, and the former head chef's going to move to the fryers.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to run the restaurant with the same ingredients, the same recipes for this year. And then next season, when we open again, we'll let you have your menu.
Wait, maybe. Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen with Holgorsen. We should make that clear. We don't know that he'll be here
He's
next
getting
year.
mentioned for a lot of jobs,
Yeah.
like coordinator jobs.
Coordinator jobs, not head coaching jobs.
Head coaching jobs. Matt Rule said that he might have head coaching opportunities.
Yeah, I mean lower, but I think at the higher Power 5, Power 4, I think coordinator like Oklahoma,
Right. He had
Florida State.
He had 3 losing seasons out of 5 years at Houston. I don't know. I don't know if he'll be back in the head coaching chair or not.
I think more than likely it's a Nebraska coordinator, it's an Oklahoma job, it's a Florida State job. Those are the kind of coordinator
But
jobs.
can't you keep him here?
Well, that's the plan. you
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to be going on for the next month. Like,
Oh, he's going to have some leverage.
Yes.
He's going to have
but
some
they don't
leverage.
even need to pay him because he's making his $3 million or whatever still from Houston.
They will be able to pay him. They'll be able to pay him a top 10 coordinator salary because that's what Marcus Satterfield was making. So, I mean, like Nebraska can pony up. They can keep him.
I think for the first year though, you don't need to go that high.
Yeah.
because
if
of
you
mitigation.
pay him 600, 700,000
At the same time, though, he's probably going to want some sort of security. Like,
we give him a 3 year.
yeah,
Ooh, yeah.
yeah. So where it's built in.
But even
Yeah.
then though, he's got 3 full years after this year
Okay.
of Houston's pay.
Okay, we're leaving something out of this conversation. Is he even here if Dylan Raiola's not here? I mean, that's enticing
Mhm.
to a coordinator, a chance to work with someone with that much talent.
Mhm.
I think Dylan Raiola is a huge piece of that.
And
no
if you
doubt.
stayed status quo with your offense, is Dylan Raiola here next year?
Now, I want to be clear
I
on
like that
something.
laugh.
I want to be clear on something. We don't know any. I don't think Dylan has any plans on leaving, and it's not like we don't know stuff. I mean, I want to make that clear. There's nothing like that. I'm just saying he hears from people.
He would have the opportunity.
Yeah, if he wanted to leave, he could leave tomorrow.
I mean, Gabe Irvin, Thomas Fedoni, all those.
Yeah,
guys
all
heard
those
from
guys.
you.
You think
It's-
Ja'Cory Barney's not hearing from people every single day?
Yep.
Come on. That's the way the
The
world
thought
is.
though with revenue sharing, it's going to equalize things a lot more where you're not going to get outbid that bad. The days of you pay a guy 50 and someone comes in and pays him 250.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen probably as much
Yeah.
when this rev share money is circled in, especially for the Big Ten and the SEC, who are going to be full rev share.
Quick, just divergent a little bit. They didn't bring in anybody to look at special teams. I mean, Matt, if they did, he didn't
I
mention.
mean, Brett Maher, I thought that was
Yeah, that's
but
kind of
he
the.
had been with the team though
Yeah.
since August.
Yeah. Now, the one stat to look at in this game, USC leads the nation in net punting. Nebraska's 123rd. There's other bad stats for Nebraska.
Field
We don't need to go
position.
through those right now. We
Should
do
they
it.
be holding up people better to set return? Like what it like?
I don't know.
What why aren't they getting I mean, I went to the Chiefs game obviously Sunday, and I was amazed just the amount of time guys get returns in the pro.
Okay, so are you talking about punt return
Punt
defense?
returns, yeah.
Punt returns or punt return defense?
Nebraska
Punt
returning
returns.
punts.
Like
Oh, why is Nebraska tailed off so badly in that? I don't know, but they're 99th now, and they're only averaging 5.45. It's 11 returns for 60 yards. Remember, I think after 4 games or 5 games, they're at 48. So
college punts are all over the place though. They're low.
That's
they're-
part of
they're
it.
Rugbies, they're spread punts.
there's teams that return punts.
They're not like it used to be though. Once-
Not like it maybe, but if you look at the top, if you just go to college football stats, there's teams returning punts.
But the rugby
A lot of
punts and the spread punts have taken away like the return a lot in the college football game. Or in the pros, you can't do that. Those
Tell
guys-
Iowa that. Tell
What?
Penn State that. They're returning punts. A lot of them. I mean, it's not. No, I will not accept that.
It's not as good as it used to be.
No, it's not as good as it
Like
used to be,
the
but it's happening.
traditional high hang time punt that DeJuan
100, I get that.
That's
yeah.
not happening.
No, that's not happening. But all you got to do is look at the stats, which I have done. There, people are returning punts.
Somehow we've determined that a guy from Australia who does a crappy style roll punt, like it's
Kind of effective sometimes.
effective,
Yeah.
and it's changed that element.